The company behind the Luna crypto project, Terra Labs, temporarily suspended its network on May 9 and has since resumed it. The suspension was in line with validators' wishes, but Binance has decided not to take the risk of further damage. The CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, has spoken out against the Terra team, whose response to the Luna issue was to suspend the Terra network, preventing deposits and withdrawals. The Terra (LUNA) network temporarily suspended withdrawals due to high volume and congestion. As a result, the network could broadcast only 6 to 9 withdrawal transactions per minute. The network's demise is a market risk, and Binance does not assume responsibility for any trading losses. The company reserves the right to change, amend, or cancel this announcement at any time. Traders and investors holding Luna or UST tokens will have to wait to see whether a recovery plan will be implemented. Terra USD is another stable coin, but it is not pegged to a fiat currency. It is backed by Terra's native currency, the Terra. The developer of the Terra USD used an algorithm to maintain the peg with the US dollar. It was pegged to the US dollar in November and had previously reached a market cap of $41 billion. But the price of Terra USD plummeted to $0.0001 on Friday, and Luna was no longer worth any money. Its price dropped further and was prone to governance attacks on the blockchain. Recently, the Terra project and its Luna tokens have caused quite a stir in the cryptocurrency world. Terra's flawed protocol has led validators to suspend the entire network and all transactions. Users of Binance continued to buy Luna without realizing these flaws, and a crash in the price could leave many users without funds. Binance, for their part, suspended trading of Luna to avoid a crash. The founder of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, expressed reservations about the Terra blockchain fork, a move that would address the Luna inflation and UST depegging. Although Zhao doesn't own any UST, he did not fully understand how the plan would work. On May 13, Zhao declared the company to be break-the-rule neutral and criticized the Terra team for handling the crisis. However, this move caused the price of Luna to fall, and Zhao is recommending that traders close any positions they hold before the delisting. In early Tuesday, Luna, also known as Terra, plummeted from $6.75 to a low of 2 cents. Now, the cryptocurrency community is wondering if Luna can recover. YouTube star KSI recently revealed that he had lost millions of dollars in Luna because of the collapse. And while the situation may seem like a joke, it is a fact that many investors have become nervous about the future of the Luna ecosystem. The Binance CEO has spoken out against the Terra team, a company he refers to as the Luna Foundation, for its handling of the recent Luna incident. This halted deposits and withdrawals on the Terra network. Axie Infinity, which has a stake in the Luna token, quickly took steps to protect its market. This strategy was compared to the 2008 collapse of Lehman Brothers. While Gemini denied any involvement, a South African crypto YouTuber called Ran Nuna has stated that he is dealing with the consequences of being absolutely irresponsible long in Luna. Luna's price collapsed by over 80% in less than a week. Despite a massive supply increase and a reduction of UST supply, Luna has not recovered to its prior $1 market cap. The collapse of the price of Luna has left the platform vulnerable to governance attacks on its blockchain. The Binance CEO does not think a recovery plan will work. A plan to fork the Luna blockchain is unlikely to solve the issues related to the UST depegging and the inflation of Luna. The CEO of Binance, Changpeng Zhao, has made it clear that he does not think the plan will work. He also criticized the Terra team for its handling of the situation. Zhao said that the Terra team is not doing a good job handling the crisis and that it would not be able to solve the issues. The company has temporarily suspended withdrawals of Luna tokens until the Terra blockchain fork is complete. The UST and Luna coins are two crypto assets that have fallen in value recently. While most stable coins are pegged to fiat currency, UST is not. Instead, it is backed by the native currency of Terra. Terra USD developers have developed an algorithm to stabilize its price by minting and burning UST and increasing the amount of Luna backed per UST. Do Kwon acknowledges the fervor among Terra investors and says he is working to resolve the problem. Terra needs to absorb the stablecoin supply before the $UST repegs. Do Kwon supports a community proposal to increase the number of Luna tokens minted per day. This would theoretically encourage more Terra holders to sell UST. The Luna price is now down to 44 cents, as of this writing. During the crash, Luna went to zero, a level not seen in 5 weeks. The company has tried to fix this problem by increasing the supply of Luna and pegging it to different stable coins. However, this was not enough to restore Luna to its prior market value. It has also become vulnerable to governance attacks on its blockchain. Despite this, the CEO of Binance does not think a Luna recovery plan will work. In the meantime, Terra may be able to restore the UST price. However, Terra needs to win back the trust of its investors and prove the algorithm will work. Otherwise, the platform will be forced to shut down its stores. The end of Luna, UST, and Terra will be in a mess. As with any major change, the future of Luna is far from certain. The Binance CEO is a bit disappointed with the response from the Terra team, as the company did not respond to his request for assistance in recovering the network. He compared Terra's response to Axie Infinity's, which was hacked and lost $622 million in March 2021. However, unlike Terra, Axie's team took responsibility for the hack, and the company is now able to recover its losses. The recent depreciation of the Terra USD has caused investors to question whether the company's recovery plan will be successful. Terra is using stable coins, stacks, as a means of retaining value in its currency. For example, UST is pegged to the US dollar and is supposed to be worth $1. Terra also has a separate currency, Luna, that users can swap for UST for $1 no matter how much the market goes up or down. Despite this, however, the price of Luna has crashed and is now at a low of 2 cents. The Terra network has been under immense pressure in recent months and days. It lost its peg early Sunday and dropped to $0.985 in an hour, before bouncing back. A Mystery Curve Finance user deployed $146 million into a pool and exchanged it for UST, thus boosting the price of UST. On top of all this, the LFG lent the company $1.5 billion of reserves to keep the UST peg intact. If you've been following the Terra Luna price, you've likely noticed that it spiked 2,000% in May, with an intraday high of $0.000595. It's now down 50% to $0.000045. However, that spike could be the beginning of the Luna recovery, as buyers will look to dump their bags at break-even. However, the current market conditions are volatile, with volume approaching 450 billion BISD. Moreover, this sudden spike has made it difficult to make any meaningful investments in the coin, because it's too volatile and price drops so quickly. The Terra protocol is prone to flaws and has been temporarily suspended by its validators. The suspension halted all withdrawals and deposits on the platform, as the network was too congested. Users continued to purchase Luna, unaware of the flaws in the protocol. Therefore, the price crash would have hit these users hard. Hence, the suspension of trading was necessary to avoid a full-scale collapse. In the case of the Terra ecosystem, a stable coin is necessary for the sustainability of the project. Terra's Luna is backed by UST and burned when UST value drops. The problem with this is that the UST price may fall if the Luna price becomes unstable. During the wormhole hack, Luna's value briefly fell. That's why Binance's CEO is skeptical of Luna's recovery plan.